What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today you're listening to Joni Mitchell with her song Coyote. This is off of her album, Hejira, which was released in 1976. You guys had mentioned that this album was quite a change, a shift from Joni Mitchell's music into something a little more jazz-based. So I really want to hear what she does in a jazz atmosphere. I thought the name of the album was really interesting, so I looked it up really quick just before I did this. It says the album title is a transliteration of their Arabic word, commonly rendered as hijr, which means rupture, usually referring to the migration of the Islamic prophet Muhammad from Mecca to Medina in 622. She later stated that when she chose the title, she was looking for a word that meant running away with honor. So it's interesting, at least even before I get into the music, how the word was a literal journey for Muhammad, and how maybe this music or this album and what it means for her was a change, a journey from her previous stylings into something different. I don't really know because I don't know Joni Mitchell's music, very much. Regardless, I am curious to hear what has changed. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope you're having an amazing night. You guys are more than welcome to join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. Once again, I always thank you so much for the donations that you guys have given me. It's been helping a lot, and let's do it. This is Coyote by Joni Mitchell.
No regrets, Coyote. We just come from such different sets of circumstance. I'm up all night in the studios and you're up early on your ranch. You'll be brushing out a broodmare's tail while the sun is ascending, and I'll just be getting home with my reel-to-reel. There's no comprehending just how close to the bone and the skin and the eyes and the lips you can get, and still feel so alone and still feel related, like stations in some relay. You're not a hit-and-run driver, no, racing away. You just picked up a hitcher, prisoner around the white lines on the freeway. We saw a farmhouse burning down in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night. We rolled right past that tragedy till we turned into some roadhouse lights where a local band was playing. Locals were up kicking and shaking on the floor. The next thing I know, that coyote's at my door. He pins me in a corner and he won't take no. He drags me out on the dance floor and we're dancing close and slow. Now he's got a woman at home, he's got another woman down the hall. He seems to want me anyway. Why'd you have to get so drunk and lead me on that way? You just picked up a hitcher, a prisoner out the white lines on the freeway. I looked a coyote right in the face on the road to Baljenny near my old hometown. He went running through the whisker weed, chasing some prize down, and a hawk was playing with him. Coyote was jumping straight up and making passes, and those same eyes just like yours under your dark glasses, privately probing the public rooms, peeking through keyholes in numbered doors where the players lick their wounds and take their temporary lovers and their pills and powders to get them through this passion play. No regrets, Coyote, I just get off up a ways. You just picked up a hitcher, a prisoner on the white lines on the freeway. Coffee shop, he's staring a hole in his scrambled eggs. He picks up my scent on his fingers while he's watching the waitress's legs. He's too far from the Bay of Fundy, from Appaloosas and Eagles and Tigers. ventilation cubicles, and the carbon ribbon rides are spelling it out so clear. Either he's gonna have to stand and fight or take off out of here. I tried to run away myself, to run away and wrestle with my ego. But this flame you put here in this Eskimo, in this hitcher, in this prisoner of the fine white lines, of the white lines on the free, freeway.
In case it wasn't obvious enough, Joni is just one of those singers that can absolutely sing anything. She can stand it on the stage with whatever sort of backdrop is behind her, whether that is folk, whether that is jazz, and she will make it sound good. The one thing that I'm personally always stunned by with her performance is the way that she delivers her lines, the way that she delivers her words. I've mentioned this with other people before, but she puts a lot of words into her lyrics. She puts a lot of lines in her songs, but she doesn't trip over any of her words. And I know it's a recording. I'm not meaning like a literal mistake. I'm meaning the delivery has to be paced and it has to flow in a way that sounds good. Now, it's not like she's new to that kind of phrasing, but it's just the way that she does it. She just fits so many words in a line that makes it sound natural, that makes it sound musical, that it sounds good, it sounds key, but it also sounds human. It also sounds like she's just speaking, you know? It just feels real. Besides Joni, we got to talk about the bass playing. The bass playing, I love the fretless bass. Played by Jaco Pastorius, of course. You guys probably know him from Weather Report. He's a one-of-a-kind bass player. While I'm not overly familiar with his works, I've definitely heard a few songs from him here and there. And I want to say that he's playing on the fretless bass on this, and I'm pretty sure. But same thing, because of that sound, it has a very distinct, I always say liquid sound. It's just the way that it moves. I like it here because, okay, from preconceptions, I hear jazz plus Joni Mitchell. There's so many different types of jazz. I don't know exactly what type she's going to be singing in. And what we got was this beautifully contained melody that has a few changes, especially through the bass. But overall, the song remains the same. Even her vocal delivery and stylings remain the same. It's a nice, constant song that remains in constant motion, though, as well. And then you have the very light percussion in the back by Bobby Hall. Once again, it's just a nice background filler. It accomplishes its work. It's not weak, but it is relegated to more of just a rhythmic and pacing set. And when it comes to like percussion specifically, I'm not talking about like a drum set, I'm talking like a percussionist. Depending on the type of song, of course, but when it comes to a percussionist, they have so many tools available to them. And it's up to them to pick up the right ones at the right time and make it all sound good, work within the song. But a good percussionist will not necessarily be noticed right away. You know what I mean? Like they're in that pocket, so to speak. But when you listen for them, then their work becomes apparent. And Bobby Hall does a great job. Like I said, it's not a lot of changes within the structure of the song, within its movements or anything like that. It's just how well it's all delivered in a nice package. Very nice harmonics. Played by Pastorius throughout the song as well. It just sounds really good, you know? Like this feels good.
On the floor, the next thing I know,
I love that. I love that. That's something that you get from Joni, you get from a lot of folk singers, but especially you get in jazz. That little talkative kind of moment, that half talking moment. I love that so much because like I said, it's things like that within her delivery that make it more human, that make it sound realistic. I don't know. There's just something personal about the way that she does it. Kind of getting into the lyrics as well, and looking at the album cover, in which there is a road embodied in her, usually representative of travel and a journey. I guess it all kind of connects back to the album title, of a journey. This is a journey for her. This is a personal journey, a musical detour, perhaps. And at least just from the first song, I think she really accomplishes what she sets out to do. On first listen, I don't think that this is the most outstanding song I've heard from her so far. And I think, I don't want to say majority, no. And I think a certain audience would listen to this and maybe think it's boring. I don't think it's boring. I do agree that it doesn't change a lot, but I mean, music doesn't need to always have a bunch of changes. It's really Joni and I have to say Pistorius that make this song really special to me. I like what they got going on, so I'm okay with them going on with this. Getting to the lyrics, I was kind of reading a little bit as I was going. No regrets, Coyote. We just come from such different sets of circumstance. I'm up all night in the studios, and you're up early on your ranch. You'll be brushing out the broodmare's tail while the sun is ascending. I'll just be getting home with my reel to reel. There's no comprehending just how close to the bone and the skin and the eyes and the lips you can get and still feel so alone. So it seems like it's kind of relating a relationship to not only a coyote, like to a man, but also the relationship perhaps to, like, once again, coming back to the road, traveling, picking up a hitchhiker on the road, showing that no matter how close you can get to someone physically, that perhaps that emotional connection is not there, and that's what arguably is the most important. I like how she says we just come from different sets of circumstance. Like, you're a night owl, I'm an early bird. We just come from two different, circumstances. We try to make each other work. We can get close physically, but, the emotional sparks just aren't flying. And it seems that the coyote, he seems to not be the most loyal of people. She says, and we're dancing close and slow, talking about the coyote and her. And she says, now he's got a woman at home. He's got another woman down the hall. He seems to want me anyway. So he's a little bit of he's a little bit of a flirt. And then at the end, it looks like the coyote is at a coffee shop having breakfast. He's once again looking around at everybody, looking around at all the women. But it looks like at that time, while he's at the coffee shop, she comes in and they see each other, and it's like one of those awkward kind of moments because they're not there for each other. I don't know. It's interesting. I like the way that she writes about relationships. I definitely did like this song, though. I like this a lot. It was nice to hear Joni in a little bit of a different setting. I'm curious to see actually where the rest of this album goes. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Guys, thank you so much once again for watching. Thank you so much for joining me in the comments. I love reading your comments. They may be a little bit harder to keep up with now, but I try and I enjoy reading them at least. You can join me on Twitter if you want. You can join me, like I mentioned, in the comments down below. I hope that you're really having a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Someone just beat outside. Let me go see who that is. Bye.